in the mile.
Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Ty with Ty's House of Cards here with another budget deck profile. And today we're going to be featuring Hanta Sero. Now, Sero, this guy, I really think that is a sleeper. I don't hear a lot of people talking about him. They talk about some of his cards. A lot of cards have been used, but they don't talk about how neat and how dangerous this character really can be. He's very mid-range, very neat, kind of gets the ball rolling, and once it gets going, it's pretty hard to defeat him after a while. So without further ado, before we get started, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that notification on. I will be posting some more videos, and I appreciate you guys and the support. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So here we have Hanta Sero. He is a 6-hander with 27 health. His symbols are order, it's order, void, and water. His first ability is a response. After your attack is partially blocked, draw 2 cards. That's a nutty effect itself. Next one, response once per game. After an attack is completely blocked, your rival reveals their hand, choose 1 card in their hand and discard it. Enhance, change the zone of your attack, meaning you can change to any zone, high, mid, low. So this is the reason why he's dangerous, is he can really set up just an idea, like if he's like, okay, well, I could tell that you're checking your opponent's discard piles or whatever, you can kind of tell that their block zones are in the same areas, and you're like, well, I'm gonna keep calling low, or I'm gonna keep calling high. Oh, you haven't been able to block it since? I'm just gonna keep throwing that. If they just so happen to have the block, or they might only have the block to partially block it, which makes this first ability even insane, which is draw 2. And we're talking about every time your attack is partially blocked. Your attack, not each attack. That would be busted. But this guy's gonna end this once per game. A lot of people, don't be sleeping on this card. I mean, don't be sleeping on this ability. Once per game, it needs to be once per game. To be able to have the opportunity to look at your opponent's hand, look at the block zone, take note, whatever, and then you get to discard 1 card. So if you know that this could be their kill shot or their kill turn and they need 1 more attack off, well, you go to block that 1 attack and then you go to look at their hand and you see that they only have 1 more attack, cool. Or they would have had 2 or 3 attacks and you just got rid of their 1 to go off on you, is great. You can even do it on your offense and know, okay, you blocked my first attack, cool. Now I get to look at your hand. Let's see. Oh, great. You ain't got nothing else. I'm just going to keep throwing this. Or, oh, you have nothing but mid blocks. I'm going to keep throwing a high attack or low attack. So that way, if you do block, I get to keep drawing 2 cards. This guy is really a sleeper. Anyways, we're going to get right into it. So we have 4 sudden tape shot. Great block modifier, 2 low. It's a 4 mid for 4. 4 difficulty, has range and stun. Stun 1, a lot of y'all should already know by now. If you do not know, stun is where your opponent, you announce stun, it's an enhanced ability, you announce stun, and your opponent has to commit 1 of their foundations. The enhance on it is commit 1 foundation. So when you see cost commit a foundation, they're talking about your own. That's the cost. Change the zone of this attack. So you can change it to any zone you want. So literally with this, you get to, with Sero, you have his change zone, and then you have this to change zone. You'll see why this is important. The second enhance is if the zone of this attack is high, it gets +2 speed. So you go and use Sero's ability, change it to a high, and then you're like, okay, enhance, it's a high, so it gets +2 speed. So it's a 6 mid for 4. Then you use this ability, commit 1 of your foundations, and then change it to a low. Oh, you use this, change it to a low, and now it's like, oh, it's a low. So it says, and the next enhance says, if the zone of this attack is low, gets +2 damage. So pretty much you change this into a 6 low for 6 or a 6 high for 6. The point is, you can change the zone, and due to the zones, you'll be able to increase it anymore. So it's really nice to poke, and you're making your opponent commit. So it's a really good card. Next we have, by the way, if you have not noticed, I apologize. I probably didn't make this clear, but we're playing this on order. And this is Order Sero. So it's really neat. Like I said, these are budget decks. Anyways, we have Eat My Sticky Balls. Every time I hear this name, it's just crazy. 4 diff, 1 high block modifier, 4 high for 4 damage. Really cool. Fury and range, doesn't really matter about that. The enhance on it is what's cool. Enhance, if this attack is not blocked, add the top card of your rival's discard pile to the card pool face up. So really, this is neat because now you put your opponent in a predicament where if they can't block it, or if they choose not to block because they think, oh, it's just a 4 damage, I could probably take 4. You're like, well, if you do take it, you're going to take a card out of it. You're going to take the top card of their discard pile, add it into the card pool, and pretty much adding it to the card pool makes it harder for them to block. Just makes it difficult for them to block. So they'll have a hard time with you. Next, we have rapid tape strike. 2 mid block, 4 high for 4 damage, 4 diff. As you can see, a lot of this stuff is cheap. Range and stun. Stun is great again. Sero enhance and commit one foundation. This attack cannot be blocked by mid blocks. So this right here is really good because with Sero's ability, you can just say change it to a mid. You change it to a mid, they have to partial block it. This card pretty much guarantees that unless they're gonna take it, it's if they go to block it, they gotta partial block it. They cannot block it with a mid block, which allows you to get the Sero ability off and be able to go draw 2. So just know that y'all, it's really good. But that's not even the other case. Let's just say they think they're gonna get slick and just be like, well, I'll just take it then. I don't care. I won't block it then. And you're like, okay, cool. Commit 1 foundation. If this attack is not blocked, your rival discards 1 card. Insane. This card is so good. I mean, it literally puts your opponent in a predicament. Well, what do you want? Do you want me to draw 2, or do you want to be able to discard a card? Card is bonkers. And it's a freaking uncommon. Good Lord, these commons and uncommons in this game is insane. I love it. Next, we have 3 Electric Jolt. This card you've seen a lot in a lot of my other deck profiles, and you're gonna see these cards a lot around because some of these cards are just so good. 4 diff, 2 high block, 2 high block modifier, 3 mid for 4. Has EX2 and stun 1 and charge. Has the ability, static ability. If this attack is added to your momentum, add it face up. Really neat. You'll understand why this is important. Enhance momentum, meaning if it's in the momentum, it's face up. It has an ability. It has an enhance. You flip this, commit 1 rival foundation. So you can use it on offense or defense. You can just be like flip, and you get to target one of their one of their foundation and commit it. If you think it's going to be a problem foundation, you just commit it. The other enhance, if this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 1 damage during the damage step. So this is going to be guaranteed to go into the momentum unless they do it to where somehow it just does not deal damage whatsoever. This says, hey, you completely block this. I'm still taking, you're still taking damage, 1 damage, and it's going into my momentum. The other side is the fact that if they decide to partial block it and they're like, oh, well, I don't care, I don't really want that. Well, you're still going to deal damage, and you get to draw 2 off of Sero again. Insane. Love it. Next, we have the final. This is really your kill shot here. 2 low block, 3 low with 3 low, 5 damage. Charge, ranged, and stun 1. So still have stun 1 again. As you can see, you're just gonna. The whole point is to really commit your opponent out to a point where they're just like, all right, there's not much I can do left. And then we have enhanced. This attack gets +1 damage for each committed rival foundation. So all those cards you have been committing all those times, throwing those attack to end off with this attack is going to make it even better, because when you throw this, if they got 4, it becomes a 9 damage attack. Insane. And then enhance, commit 1 foundation. Your rival commits 1 foundation. So you commit 1, and then you make your opponent commit 1. There is combos with this that's going to actually benefit you for doing that. I know it seems like, oh man, I'm committing a lot just to do some things, but trust me, the trade-off is incredible. Moving on to the foundations, we have 4 of classmate introduction. It's enhanced, good block modifier, 2 diff. Enhance, if your rival has not played a block this turn, this attack gets +1 speed. So you can really just get it really fun. If you have 2 or 3 of these, it makes your first attack really crazy, and you just keep making it harder and harder for your opponent to want to block. And then if it's your first attack gets +1 damage. That's pretty neat, pretty cool. Awesome, self-explanatory, nothing big. Next we have fulfilled my duty. 3 of them. This is good for a more defensive. If you just feel like you don't really feel like blocking, or not that you don't feel like blocking, but maybe things are getting a little out of hand, or you just like, look, oh, they're throwing their big attack. Yeah, I don't want to deal with any more. They might get their first enhance, but then you're just like, all right, destroy this in the enhance step. And you just go right to the block step. I'm sitting there talking to y'all. It says enhance, destroy, end this enhance step. So this card, I love that card. It's really on point. Next we have 2 of Think Fast. It is a unique, so you do need to be careful. You can only have 1 in your staging area for you new players that may not understand what unique does. If you happen to have 1 there and you end up bringing the other one down, 1 of them has to go. 1 of them you have to destroy. So that's the trade-off for having a unique card. It has a good 1 mid-block block modifier, I should say. Has enhance, commit 1 foundation, change the zone of your attack. So you can change the zone of your attack to anything. So obviously that's relevant for a reason. Enhance, if the zone of your attack has been changed, it gets +1/+1. So is the reason why you can't have more than 1. But yeah, that right there. I mean, with Sero, you can do it just for free. Just be like, all right, I'm gonna change my attack, give it +1/+1, and now it just makes it even harder and more devastating when your attack goes through. So 2 of those, really good card. Next we have 1 of What's Their Plan. This is okay. It really actually is better than I don't get to use it often, but when I did play, there's a one time that I just, I was like, okay, they got too much momentum. I don't have any momentum. It doesn't matter. It says enhance flip. Choose one of the following effects. Both players discard 1 momentum. If I don't have a momentum, it's fine. I can still flip this and make my opponent discard their momentum. The other things, next attack, this turn loses EX. Next attack loses powerful, and next attack loses stun. So you choose one of them, and if you think, depending on what kind of deck your opponent has, if they're using stuff that they have EXs, you can use that. If they they're going to come with a powerful, you can use that. Or just if they're going to have stun, you're like, I don't feel like getting stunned out. You flip this and say, your next attack doesn't have stun. So cool, really good. Next we have 1 of creepy realization. This is good for defense and offense, but mainly I use it for defense. Let them, build up, whatever. And then it says commit, enhance, commit. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage for each card in your opponent in your rival's card pool. So now you see why I say it on defense more so. They'll be trying to kill you or whatever, and you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna lessen the damage. So that's good. Have that at 1. Next we have 1 short circuit. Short circuit says enhance, destroy, return this non-charge attack to its printed damage. So if there's just a high hit killing card that's getting ready to come your way, this literally just says, all right, destroy it, return it to its printed damage, and I don't want to deal with it. I'll take the 4 or the 3 instead of 10, 11, whatever it is. We have 1 shock treatment. It's also unique. Has enhance your attack, discard your attack. The enhances can only be done on my attack or your attack. Discard 1 momentum, commit 1 rival foundation. Target commits by just discarding a momentum. Really good. Other enhance, destroy, commit 1 rival foundation. So you can literally do 2. You could do 2 in 1, really. You could just say, okay, I'll pay my momentum, commit that foundation, then I'll destroy this and commit that foundation. So you could just make it harder and harder for your opponent. Next we have heroic lineage. I am really falling in love with this card. This card is really, really, really good. Response commit. After your rival's attack receives a damage bonus, it gets -3 speed. So pretty much you can say, oh, you buffed your joint so much. You're going against Nomu or whatever. You're like, all right, he's got a high speed there. You're just like, all right, he buffed that. I'm going to respond, commit this, make it lower the speed by 3. So that way it'll be easier for me to block that attack. The other one, which is more on offense, response commit. After your attack receives a speed bonus, it gets +2 damage just by committing it. So it's really good on offense if you're going for the kill shot. I usually use it for the defense, so that way I can make it easier for me to block an attack that may be an issue later on. Next we have 1 of sticky balls, unique again. And I know you're seeing all these rares, but these rares are literally like $1, maybe even less than that. So don't be nervous. When I say budget, they are really our budget right now. Enhance flip. Add the top card of your rival's discard pile to their card pool. Just that alone. Hey, I'm just trying to make it harder for my opponent, whether on my turn or their turn. If I want to interrupt, if they got combos going off or they want to do combo abilities and I see their one attack, you're just like, okay, I'll flip this, add something there, so that way it messes up their next attack that they want to throw to go off with the combo. The other one is commit. This non-range attack gets -3 speed. Really neat. You just commit it, make it easier for you to block their attack. We got 4 calling for backup. I like this card. If it's your turn, obviously the first thing you want to do, if you want to just draw extra cards, you flip, draw a card, it'll be your first enhance. That's what you want to do. You want to use this as your first enhance. If you don't care and you want to recycle something out of your hand and do something else with it, you can also do that. It's just for draw power, just to thin out your deck. It says enhance, flip, draw 1 card. If this was not the first enhance play, this enhance step, discard 1 card. So one diff, really like it, on point. Next we have this tape. Tape is cool because it has the enhancement of changing the zone to mid. So if it's something that you just have a lot more mids to block with, which you do, you can just change it to a mid, so that way you guarantee you can block it. Then you not only do that, you can flip this. If it is a mid block already, you can flip this and give it -2 speed. Make it easier for you to block. I'm telling you, it's really great on defense for Sero. Next we have this. We have gotcha, 4 gotchas. Spam has good low block, but also the response after this card is committed during the enhanced step, this attack gets +1 or -1 speed. Playable while committed. So it's really good because all those times that you remember when I was telling you about combos, there's certain times that you'll be talking about committing foundations and stuff to do certain things. Well, that's what this is. You'll commit this, commit something on their side, and then you're giving your attack +1 speed. If your opponent on their side, if you're doing something to commit something on your side, or they stun you, you're like, stun, all right, commit, respond, give it -1 speed to their attack, and it makes it easier for you to block as well. So we have requesting assistance. We got 2 of these. Flip, if you have 1 or more momentum, ready 1 foundation that has not been ready this combat phase. So whatever card makes you commit this, you're like, all right, cool, +1 speed to my attack, and then you'll lose this, flip this, because you have 1 momentum, however, and then you ready this, and if you have something else to commit again, you can do it again. Commit it, and then +1 speed again. So it's really neat, really good combos. I just extend your plays. And lastly, we have Desperate Times, which is response flip. After your rival draws any number of cards during the combat phase, they commit 1 foundation. So this is just a defense thing too. If your opponent is just drawing advantages and trying to build and get cards so that way they can do more damage to you, this says, well, commit a foundation while you're at it. So, and it's not for each one that they draw. It's every time they draw though. So if they draw 2 at the same time, you only commit 1. If they draw 1 at the same time, you commit 1. So there you have it, guys. That is my Hanta Sero budget deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely check it out. It's really fun. It's really neat. It's definitely mid-range. It's not a very aggressive deck. If you like everything, make sure you definitely subscribe. Look out for more content that's coming out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care. Peace.